Now, it's a big day for Caribbean communities across the East Midlands. They're marking 75 years to the day since the arrival of the Empire Windrush. The ship brought hundreds of British citizens from islands like Jamaica to rebuild this country after World War II. Among them, nurses and miners who settled in Derby and Leicester and Nottingham too. Our social affairs correspondent Jeremy Ball is in Nottingham at a special event for this evening.
Yeah, a real flavour of Caribbean culture here at Binks Yard tonight. The music, we've just had a sing-along to a performance of Bob Marley's One Love. The colours, the food as well. And if you've never seen how passionate they are about dominoes in the Caribbean, well, just take a look at this. There's a big tournament just starting this evening. And this isn't just a celebration of Caribbean culture. They're commemorating the struggles too, hardships which some of the Windrush generation didn't even share with their own children and grandchildren, as Helen Astle reports.
Dolores Evadne May arrived in the UK in 1960. She was 25. Her husband had come first, got settled, and then she joined him from Jamaica. Dolores died in 2019, aged 83. It was after she passed away and her family were sorting out her belongings that they found her diary.
I came across this box and I was like, oh, what's this little diary? And I opened it and nobody in the room knew about this diary because my nan is very secretive. And I started to read it and I was like, wow, like she went through so much.
Dolores worked in a sugar beet factory in Newark. She had 2 sons before separating from her husband. Life was difficult.
There were people that used to say that she was a bit smelly. They didn't want to sit near her.
My dad and my uncle would be sleeping on the mattress. My nan was sleeping on the floor. It was just a wooden floor as well. I remember she said in the diary that it was floorboards and it was uncomfortable, it was cold.
Unfortunately, the diary is currently mislaid, but the entries have had a significant impact on Victoria and Natalie.
For a black woman on her own, raising 2 small black children in a heavily condensed white area, in that era, she did bloody well.
Yeah, she did really well.
She did really well. It's given us an insight as to what she went through as an individual, as a family member, rather than just hearsay as such. It's actually come from an individual that's gone through that hardship.
Because I think also back then, you're proud, you don't talk about those things. Nan never spoke about those things to us. She's such a proud woman, so if we didn't find that diary, we would have had no idea when she came over, how she got here. To be honest, I thought, oh yeah, she kind of just got a house and she had furniture. I had no idea that, she had...
Yeah, you don't realise that they had nothing at all to...
And that was it, just a few clothes.
Victoria and Natalie say they'll always be proud of their nan and that her legacy will live on through them and her great-granddaughter, who's been named after her. Helen Astle, BBC East Midlands Today, Nottinghamshire.
Well, there are 8 dominoes teams going to be here tonight competing for some nice silverware, actually, that they've got out ready to give out. Let's talk to Spence very briefly. Spence, let me just interrupt you. How significant is this 75th anniversary of Windrush, you think?
Well, it's very significant enough. Let's put it this way, because some people say they see Africa as the motherland, but I also see England as part of our motherland and our significant development over the years.
I'll let you get on, Spence. Let's just talk to Clive Foster, the organiser here. Now, you have been a leading campaigner, represented so many people affected by the Windrush scandal, haven't you? People who were British citizens who essentially couldn't prove their legal status here. What has that campaign achieved, do you think?
So we've helped many people get their citizenship, and we've helped people get multiple pounds of compensation. Money doesn't solve anything, but it shows that there was a wrong that was done, and we've helped people to get that rightful compensation.
And the government has said it's absolutely committed to righting the wrongs of the Windrush scandal. Is there much more to do you think?
Well, I hope they are committed. There's still lots more to do. We know that there are people who still need help and support, and so days like this are also about recognising, come forward if you need help.
And just generally, I mean, what sort of contribution has this community made to Nottingham, do you think?
I think it's been immense. When you think of the industries like Raleigh and Boots, and when you think of the transport and public service, the Windrush generation have been really the shoulders that we're standing on, and we've been celebrating that today.
Great. Well, thank you for inviting us down today. People have been having fun all day, actually. We've been here all afternoon. And just to say, this is carrying on till this evening. There are events in Nottingham over the weekend as well, and events in Derby and Leicester too, to celebrate the 75th anniversary of Windrush.